the pop. Baby, I'm more than right. Addicts in methamphetamine. You say you love me, I can't find the words to say. You done takes me by surprise, like potholes in the Chicago subway. That you do what you do when you do. Every time when you say you love me, I can't find the words to say. Feelings I get when I gaze in your eyes, like drifting away butterflies, remaining attacked but keep blurring the lines. Just know that this love is a prize, and I realize that a day will come when the feeling is fuzzy and we're adding rum. My heart will keep beating like drums. My heart will keep beating like drums. And I know you say you love me so. I know you say you love me, but it can get deeper than words, and then different feelings emerge. I'm here with the fall line, you're helping me decide. When you say you love me, I can find the words to say.
Woo.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Some of that hot fire, man.
Go right ahead, King.
Grand evening, man, and welcome to RockTrue Beatz. I'm your host, Marley King. They also know me as Chris Lyon, you understand? And we thank you for joining us as we rock truth to absolutely nothing at all. RockTrue Beatz is a cross-cultural response to the lack of choice in music today. RockTrue Beatz is designed to provide a sound message from theory to lab to life, while encouraging the necessity to return back to origin by way of relative keys, his kingdom principles. RockTrue Beatz seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established, local and international kings and queens, musical artists of character, while promoting kingdom consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. You understand?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man. Respect. Oh, it feels like it's been a long time coming. You feel me? You know, I got to say it this one time, man. It feels like this 2 week intermission in between each show. It feels like a year goes by in that point in time. But what I will say is that, and this is a great disclaimer to put on life, man. When you're living in the moment, and you're loving life and you're enjoying life and you're riding that wave, time just tends to fly by, man. You know what I'm saying? When we over here miserable and life is just a dwell and we're stuck in the deep dark depths, you know, life tends to drag by and it'd be so miserable. And you be looking at the clock and you think, you know, a whole day went by and it's only been an hour. You feel me? So something we have to keep in mind, man. But nonetheless, man, a little bit of powerful words for the people to reap, you know, as we start to embark on this musical journey on RockTrue Beatz. You feel me?
You're absolutely right, Queen. That's the crazy part about it, is that's what we were just discussing prior to the show. We were talking about life in the now, life in the know.
Wow.
His presence, in his presence, you know what I'm saying? And valuing, you know, the opportunity that you have with other people. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about it not being unnatural, but when you are in a moment with people, to value them, to cherish them, celebrate them, because you don't know. You never know when God recalls. You never know when he rearranges parts for his namesake solely. And the only thing you need to do is prepare your mind to be in agreement, absolute agreement with what it is that he got going on, because he can do whatever he want with us. You know what I'm saying? We belong to him. Well, if you belong to him, I can't say that. I know I do. And so,
I know there's some blue bloods running around here, man. We ain't gonna say no names, but there's some blue blooded, funky style, funny style people running around here, you know. So, so they out there somewhere. Yo, I want to say this too. What's going on, my brethren? Yes, man. But hey, this one of the most consistent brethren I know, man. I always see him showing up in the comments, man. It's always a wonderful thing to see, man. You understand? One thing I wanted to say though, man, to touch on what you was just speaking about. You know, we live on a planet, and we've been given so many different tools by creation, man. You know, by the Creator, by Jah, God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you want to call them. Put whatever name you would like on them. But at the end of the day, man, it's all one in creation. But we have been given so many tools on this earth, man, and new tools are coming about. Even though we may see certain things happening technologically or economically as wicked, you know, these are tools in the now, and they're at their very early stages. So we have to make sure we go ahead and utilize these tools, man. I see a lot of people jumping on NFTs and cryptocurrencies and things like that, and there's two sides to the table. One side says, you know, it's the mark of the beast. That's the mark of the devil, man. You know, that's satanic right there. But the other side says, like a lot of good Rasta brethren always been telling me as of recent, that, hey, you know, these are tools that we've been given. You know, it may not be the best tool to use. It may not be the best. This particular tool may not have the best intentions. There we go. Had to think about how to word that properly. It may not have the best intentions by its creators, but in its early infancy, where there's lack of control going about with it, we should take and seize the opportunity to go ahead and invest in certain things like this, to where we're able to put on for ourselves and for our peoples as well, you know, our tribe. And it's very important for us to recognize all these different tools. Signs and symbols run rampant around this world. You know, these are something you know, that can play a role of divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? At any given moment throughout the day, we have all these tools that was given to us. We just have to be able to understand the signs and be able to recognize the symbols. And I think that's very important. So I just wanted to drop a quick piece of fat on some people's head, man. You know what I'm saying?
Please allow me to elaborate right behind that, because you're absolutely right. It's just like the internet, or for instance, Facebook. People be like, oh, Facebook, the devil. Let me tell you something. No, the medium within itself is not. It's about the abnormal usage of anything. People come and heard it. So anything that you use abnormally, because that's what abnormal, it's an abnormal usage of something. Anything you come
word sound power, Mary.
It is. You hear me, King? But anything you come and you use abnormally or you pervert, it's you bringing that perversion in, not the medium. Yeah, so like you're saying, you take that tool and you use it, and you take everything that they've taken back for the kingdom, back for his usage. So like, no shade, Jay-Z, it's the rock. No, we didn't flip that pyramid upside down just like Christ did. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you in Christ or you in the kingdom, you understand that the top is not at the top or at the pinnacle, it's actually at the bottom.
You understand? As above, so below. Touche.
And so you're at the bottom, and everything is built upon you. And so it's just like the structure of a business. It's not that the CEO is at the top, it's actually the bottom employee. So the janitor, in a sense, would be at the top, and you would be at the bottom. Or you're just like an under shepherd. The under shepherd is at the bottom of the boat, rowing and making sure he getting dirty, he taking all the water, he taking everything. While everybody else at the top, sitting pretty, having a grand time, doing everything. And so you take that medium back and you utilize these things that they have put into creation for his namesake solely. That's what you do. Take it back. If it's a symbol that looks like this and it's sore, it seems to be in opposition, you take that symbol and you make it, again, the proper way it's supposed to be utilized. That's it.
Intentions are impeccable now.
You got dominion. Take it. We here to take back the rock. It's the rock. Here. Yeah, rock. You feel me?
Hey, watch out. No pun intended. You understand? It's something serious now.
Yes.
Hey man, that's why the show has the name it does, man. You know, because everything resonates powerfully, man. powerful piece of work of magic.
Like so too. Crazy like and I never ever, not one time, a lot of people I interview, you know, and we're gonna get through to our interview in just a second. A lot of people that I interview, they'll come along and they'll say, I've always wanted to do this. I've always had a dream like this. I never dreamed this. This was not my dream. I thought I was merely a writer. A lot of people had told me like, okay, you should be a lawyer or you should be, and I did not know, not 1 second of my day, that this would be what it is, where it's going. Where I don't even know what's going tomorrow. I just know this is who I am now. I am not the driver of this car. I'm not even shotgun. Okay, I'm in the back seat. I like being in the back because I just laugh always in the back. I'm in the back seat with my headphones on, listening to my music, dancing to my dance, while I'm drawing and this and the other. And all I know is when my daddy stopped the car and we get out going to the gas station or anything, I am to rep the culture. I am to be his. Other than that, I'm in the back and I'm doing what it is that I'm supposed to do. And I don't even ask anymore, are we there yet? Does it matter? Because I don't even care where we're going. I just know I'm with him. And if I'm with him, I'm safe in his arms, period. He's going to take care of everything. So,
so deep, man. I love it, man. I got to say this one powerful phrase right here. This is actually something of mine right here, man. It says, love is my religion and Jah is my driver. Play the role of a giver in a world full of misers. You understand? And this is how folks like you and I live, man. You know, we understand the power of creation, man. We understand the purpose of ourselves. So we have to utilize it. You know, we can't just eat up everything in the particular platform that we're able to establish ourselves on. We have to be able to use that and give back as well. Use the foundation, use the platform to give back as well. And I think that's what we're doing for a lot of folks out there, man. You know, and it's very deep and it's very beautiful. You don't get it's not every day where you get a chance to, you know, have platforms like this available for people to rock that truth, man. You understand? It becomes something powerful in this world, and especially in a day and age where truth is shunned. You know, we live in a world of information, man, where it's so much information out there. How do you separate fact from fiction? I see a lot of folks getting lost in that, you know, and it's because there's lack of guidance. You know, we don't have many you know, powerful figures within the culture that are actually doing for the people, for the culture, man. You know, everything, it seems to be politically motivated, or it seems to be economically motivated. You see what I mean? And we lack the spiritual motivation and the community, the communion, you know, coming together for that common union. And it's what we really need to get back to, man. We have to really rebuild and reestablish ourselves like a lot of these great leaders throughout time. Marcus Garvey, for example, you know, laying down the foundation, creating the first black shipping line, Black Star, man. You understand? Creating that for the peoples of Jamaica, you know, but on a larger scale for melanated peoples all across the world. So it's important that we get on our high horse and we ride that horse, man. You know, ride it into the sunset, ride it off into town, and you know, we shall see, man. Many are called, but few are chosen, Mary.
Hey, brother, now come on now you're saying a mouthful. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta watch out.
chosen. It's like your birthright. It gives you your identification. Like, oh no, I'm chosen here.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Sam says a spark ignites a fire. Always be a spark. Fires can burn out. My brother, come on.
So right. Word, sound, power.
For always being very supportive of everything that we do in Rock Truth. That's number one. Number two, this is how we got introduced to our guest through Mr. Sam. So we are so excited to have Queen.
Shoot.
Yeah. So excited to have Queen here. And speaking of what you were just saying, somebody who is, you know, taking everything that she has within her and not keeping or harnessing it for herself, giving it back to a community, whether she makes a buck or a dime, it doesn't matter, because it ain't about that. She's doing it for the culture. She's doing it for the love of the game. So I got a real quick video that I want to show that tells us a little bit about our Queen real quick. Let's go ahead and run it.
She's a very interesting character, artist, person. I don't know her personally, but nonetheless, I've done my research, and let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Yes, and that was her song that played earlier, Scat. I love that.
I knew it.
I bet she guessed that was my favorite song. It was the character that it brings to, and it brings out different type of dance styles for me. And as I'm learning to step and I'm learning to, get ready for competition, this is one of the songs that I want to utilize while I dance. So let's go ahead and get to know a few things about Marie, all things music.
As a little girl, my grandmother would play little nursery rhymes on the piano. And then I would play them back for her. I would be a kid sitting in my room listening to music and just dreaming about these big elaborate performances. That's what sparked in me, the love of performance. It just was there. Music was just there. Music allows me to be human. It allows me to be not human, weird. I can express anything with it. Even the things we can't normally express. You can find musicality in just about anything. The frogs. It's percussive in a sense. Water, drop, drop, drop. Each drop has its own frequency and its own character. You can use a motorcycle as a riser. The bee buzzes past your ear, goes through your stereo field. That can inspire something in a beat. It's vibration. Sound is something that goes through you. Trying to find. Yeah. It's really important to me to help other people be their best. Trying to find. Right. I want to be able to pass that on, and then maybe they'll pass it on, and then somebody else will pass it on. Oh, I push them. Slow down. You gotta slow down. Feel that rhythm. It's all about this. Because if I don't push him, he's not gonna be his best. Trying to find. Got it. It's a feel. Okay. I'm not gonna let him be mediocre because I'm better than that. Let's get this right. Trying to find. Got it? What I bring with me is still that same love for music. It never changed. It's still there. It's still the best thing to me that was ever created. It's still that to me. I'm Tosha Marie, and I do all things music.
All right, so let me talk first, man.
I know you now.
Oh my goodness, you probably heard me chiming in during the video, interrupting and such, man. But I couldn't hold it back, man. I couldn't even mute my mic. Y'all had to hear my natural, genuine reaction. But watching that video right there, just a short, little 2-3 minute clip right there, was an insight into the world of somebody who loves and really feels the music and understands the music on so many deeper levels than we see coming from a lot of mainstream,
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because she said something powerful. She said, we're not gonna do it mediocre. We're gonna go ahead and keep practicing, keep pushing in order for us to get that perfect note, man. And she was steady practicing with Brethren in the video, trying to find. I gotta hit it in the low octaves, but she was taking it up there, and Brethren was starting to hit that note, and I really enjoyed that because I'm just starting to become a producer of my own and an engineer of my own. So being able to see the inner workings of somebody else and how I operate and how it's very similar. Oh man, it's such a great feeling from producer to producer to artist to engineer to engineer. So enough respect. I mean, I could give so much more praise to this wonderful artist, Tosha Marie, man. You understand? Let's go ahead and bring her out, man. What you say?
I will. You know what? Let me go ahead and just do a short bio of her. Miss Tosha Marie is a songwriter, musician, producer, arranger from the Chi-Town area. Shut down, stand out. I love it. She has loved music for as long as she can remember. Tasha Marie has a sound that crosses genres and keeps heads bobbing. Yes, ma'am. Tasha is also a music producer to many independent artists and also does artist development for up and coming independent artists as well. She has also scored some independent short films and plans to do more. Hey, let's bring on. Come on in here, Quinn.
Come on, man.
Hey.
Forced to be reckoned with.
Hey, y'all got me blushing. I'm like, oh.
Oh, please do. It's well deserved, man.
I watched you, and what I love about watching you watch yourself, it was as if I was watching you see yourself, if not for the first time, but for the first of many times. Because I know as we're growing as artists, rarely we plant seeds. You know what I'm saying? And rarely do we even. That's not our job. We either water, we plant, but we never give increase. And so you just be planting, and then when you actually go back and get the opportunity to see the fruit of that labor, it's almost like, whoa. And I watched it in your cheeks, and I watched it in your face, and I watched it in your eyes, and it was so inspiring. It's like, Mary, hey, hello, same thing, you, hello. But oh my God, King.
You guys are funny.
Oh,
my goodness.
Man, we love it. Yo, I got to give you some more. I got to give you a lot more praise right now because I had to bite my tongue before we brought you in. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say I really love your charisma within the studio. I love your outgoing attitude. You know what I'm saying? I love your drive for perfection. It's very reminiscent or reflective of myself. You know, I'm at the very early stages, man. You know, I love to see the work that you're putting in. And I love to hear the sounds and the naturalness of it and how it's so different. You know, this is the kind of music that should be resonating with the rest of the world, you know, not what's being played on every radio station, you know, every radio program. You understand? We see the word programming in there, you know, there's a reason that they continuously play these songs over and over. But nonetheless, if we was listening to something like Tasha's music here, man, I could just imagine the profound effect it would have on not only us here in the localities, man, but international, abroad. You know what I'm saying? If they was exposed to music like this, it really hits the soul. You know, me being a Rasta man like myself, you know, vibration is everything. Word, sound, power. You know what I mean? And the things that you're talking about, the topics of discussion, it's nothing that is, you know, like. Even some of your more like sensual music, you know, it's not like it is today. Not nowadays, you know, there's no room for the imagination. You know, when you go back into the 70s and 80s, the times of Marvin Gaye and Teddy P and, you know, Al Green and I mean, we could just sit here and list names, but I'm only naming those three in particular. But I got you. they left room for the imagination. You know what I'm saying? It was love songs, you know, but it was left room for the imagination. It wasn't vulgar. It wasn't calling women out of their names. It wasn't, you know, making man look like a dog. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays we see the total opposite, a 180 of it. So it's beautiful to see somebody like yourself laying the foundations. You know, it seems like you've been laying the foundation for quite a while from the discussion we had earlier. So I just want to go ahead and say, you know, give thanks to yourself because you give me inspiration as well. Yeah.
Thank you. That means
I want to say one last thing. So I'm still going through your entire catalog, but one of my favorite songs right now, and it hit me really nice, man. It was the powerful line you said in it. It was one with I think a guy called Herschel, and you guys did a song called Love. Tell me what the song's name. Love.
Oh, you talking about from his project?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
it was something
you
I came
really
across,
went through
man.
my stuff. Wait a minute. Wait. Where you find that?
Listen, man. Hey, my mouth is closed right now. My lips are sealed. But trust and believe, I found it, and it was a beautiful song, and it reminded me of like, you know, I'm not even gonna compare you to nobody. You know, I don't like when people compare folks now when they're not comparable. Right. You're not comparable to any other artist that I know out here. So I'm just gonna put you in your own lane. But you said something on that song, and it had to do with something like, you know, you've been so far away, and the distance in between us, it only makes that love, or only makes me want you more. You know what I mean? And I took that and I felt it in so many ways. That was just a paraphrase of myself, but you could probably put it verbatim.
You got it. You had it right.
That was the message from it, and it was so deep, man. It was so beautiful, man. The way you said it, the way you put it. Love it.
Yeah, that one I did not write.
That's all.
That one, that one is actually Herschel's song. That
Sure.
is his song. So he wrote and everything on that.
Wow. Your vocals
You
did
know,
justice.
yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's a throwback right there. That is
Oh
a
wow.
throwback. That's probably ooh 2014
Wow.
maybe. Yeah, that's a throwback, but it's how it's written is pretty classic, so it's not
It
going
surely
anywhere. You know
is.
what I mean? Yeah.
I love the concepts of your music like that because
Thank
they're so
you.
out of the ordinary, you know? They're they're
Thank you.
they're very realistic, and I think a lot of things we listen to nowadays are so fantastic and fictional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there's not so much to relate to within it, and when we listen to your catalog, you know, there's so much. There's like a relationship you form with your music. You know what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
starts hitting in different notes. You know, different feelings, different emotions that a lot of people may be going through or that they feeling, and it's just so beautiful, man. It's music to my ears. It's like the birds singing to me in the background right now. You know, that's why I like to resonate out here in Mother Nature. You know what I
I
mean?
love it.
It's a
In
beautiful
the
thing.
good vibrations, right? So I
Understand.
can't take credit for everything that I do. I will say I've been really blessed to have amazing people around me.
Yes.
Um, so like songwriting, I write, but like my homie Day underscore, he helps me with writing, production, stuff like
Ah,
that. My homie
yes.
Nine's a beastly guitarist, so I'd be like, Nine, throw this guitar on here. He might throw
You
some
heard
lyrics
me.
at me, So it's kind of like, it's I have I'm really blessed to know a lot of great people that are very gifted, and can be like, and I'm humble enough to be like, hey, I'm struggling with this line. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And so like, ooh, I like your melody better. Let's go with it. But it's like creativity is like a group activity sometimes. We all
Yes,
have
it is.
our own thing that we hear, but like it's almost like it's greater in numbers. When you
Yeah.
plug in and tap in with other folks, especially people that you really connect with, and that
Absolutely.
are with you. People who believe in you and who rock with you for real. So you see, I
See.
use the word rock. Did you catch it? Did you catch
We seen it. Don't think we did it. It did
Oh,
not go unnoticed.
you taking us right into it. We actually, on our show where for RockTrue Beatz, it's going from theory to lab to life, and we kind of like talk about, what was your theory of origin when you first got started in music, and then as you applied that music in the science, as you applied it into the lab, what did you think at this point? And then the next point is when now, you graduated in a sense. How does it apply to life? So let's talk about, the origin of music for you. What was your original theory when it comes to music?
It's about to get
so
deep.
it's just it just was for me. Um, I can like my earliest memory of doing music would be like age 3.
Wow.
Um, and I remember I'm not gonna tell you what movie was on the on the TV because then that's gonna give me away.
Oh,
but but there was a movie on TV, and the theme song from the movie, I went to the piano, just went over there and just started by ear picking out, like the melody. So that's like one of my earliest memories. Why I have that memory, I have no idea. But as you saw in the video, my grandmother, started me with music, just recognized that I had a gift for it.
Mhm.
Um, but understanding that my gift is not just for me, that my gift is for other people too. You know, um, so that's kind of the origin of the music for me. Um, it's like whatever pours out is, for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then again, as you now take that into the lab and you apply what it is that you learned from, a 3-year-old or just your grandmother's influence or whatever different
Hmm.
musical, things or the culture, the influence of culture. Now that you have that or the origin principle, how did you apply it in the lab and did it hold up?
So in the lab, it's always still about other people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's about me making it real, me and my people making it real for other people. You know what I mean? So that's always applied. Are people going to feel this? Because if they're not going to feel it, there's no point in doing it. Right? So just, are they feeling this? Are they going to feel this music? You know, are people going to relate to this? Is it going to help somebody? You know, I mean, I have a couple of songs that can get kind of dark, but somebody's been in that place.
Sure.
So even if they identify and see themselves, they're going to find something else in my catalog that's going to bring them out of that. So always, to me, it's more about other people and how it makes them feel. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I want to chime in real quick, Mary.
You go right ahead. You go ahead, King.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. So since we're in the topic of production, man, I'm curious as to get some more insight into how some of these songs or works of art come to life, man. Or do they come to life from the producer, or are you part of the production, or are you writing, or are you guys making the instrumentals first? Or let us get a little more insight into that, because I'd love to know from artist to artist, man.
All of the above.
Yes.
So I do production myself, but I also have a production team. So
Nice.
My homie Day _ helps me with some production. My homie 9 helps me with production, but I produce and engineer stuff too. You know, so all of us kind of work together. Sometimes the beat comes first. Most of the time, I'm just like creating a beat, and I'm like, ooh, and then sometimes they'll be like, ooh, let's add this, and you know, it just becomes this big
Another
thing.
vibe to it, man.
Yeah, and then sometimes we even write in the moment, you know, lyrics, write in melody in the moment, you know, instead of being pre-planned before we go into session kind of thing. Because sometimes when it's not pre-planned, you get it. To me, the result is so much better. It's like, you know, it's a real thing. Like even like my song Boxes, I was not prepared to really record. I had half a beat, like it was bare bones. It was there in its entirety, but not like full and everything. And I was like, well, we got to get this done. I'm just gonna, you know, whatever. I had been working on other people's projects, so I hadn't had time to focus on my own, you know. And so it was like, well, I thank God for a team, because then it was like, hey, what y'all got, right? So we're sitting there. I'm half asleep because I've been working on other people's projects. I literally recorded like sitting on a stool with my eyes shut and recorded. They're like, hey, we got lyrics. I was like, all right, you know, what you got? Okay, let me sing this line. Eyes were shut like this. Sing the line. Like, you know, it just sometimes it's like that. Sometimes, you know, we have this energetic, you know, situation. So, you know, it just depends, you know. So there's been, I mean, how some lines come about, like weird stuff. Like, you know, where'd that come from? I don't know. Okay, it sounds dope though, so let's go with it, you know. So yeah, that's, you know, music is about freedom, you know. And it should be freedom. And it should, you know, it should bring freedom to people. When you do it, it's a release, right? Yes. You know what I mean? You just, it's like, it's free. So,
it's free, so dominate. Because freedom comes from free domination. So it's free, dominate the lane. And that's exactly
Watch out, words sound power.
You know what
they do have power.
I'm a wordsmith, so I love words. I'm wordy. See? I'm a nerd. Wordy.
Nerds are great. They're my favorites.
Yeah, trust and believe. Trust and believe, man. Don't let anybody else fool you when they say otherwise.
Right? Yes. With words. I call them like nerds, but with words. I love it.
Love it. Love it.
You're mad dope, Queen. You're mad dope.
Thank you. As are you guys.
Give thanks. Yo, so I got to ask me the next question. You know my mind's always going 1,000 miles an hour, man.
One song? Can I play one song before your question? You're not gonna lose your question, are you? You're not gonna lose your question. If
Go ahead, do your thing.
You promise you're not gonna lose it.
Do your thing. I promise I won't lose it.
Okay, excited, Queen. Let me tell you something. When somebody comes on here and he excited, that's how.
Yeah, something serious, man.
I love it.
That I just fell in love with.
Aw.
It's entitled Rather, and I'm loving it. Let's get it.
Oh, yay, yay.
Run it.
Two in the morning, I can't explain. What's this I'm feeling? I can't contain. I stay here forever and a day. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. It is so late, this ain't ending. I wanna stay here, right here with you. You got me so consumed. Wanna share the night until the sunrise. I wish time would rewind so that we can live it over. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather stay with you. 'Cause I don't wanna be alone. Four in the morning time, I can feel your heartbeat in sync with my baby. And oh, I never felt so beautiful. You done it to me. You done made me so weak. Your love, it takes me into heaven. Yeah, into new dimensions. Yeah, wanna share the night until the sunrise. I wish time would rewind so that we can live it over. I'd rather be with you. I'd rather stay with you. 'Cause I don't wanna be alone.
Yo,
That was it.
come on, sis.
You can't leave us in the zone like that, man. Yo, listen,
Hey,
man. Listen. Listen,
Yo.
man. When you see me vibing heavy to something, man, I'm a very big critic of music, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like a lot of artists, man. And that's one thing about myself. So when you see me vibing like that, man, just one of your tracks, you know. I mean, if you see me going through all of your rest of your catalog, you see me doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It becomes something really heavy, man. And the music, from the lyrics, from the bottom all the way to the top, from the lyrics all the way to the production, man. It was very beautifully put together, man. You know, a very basic, very simplistic song, but the words had so much power into it, man. I'd rather be with you, man. That reminded me of some like new school Bootsy Collins, man. You know what I'm saying? Serious thing, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Mr.
Listen,
Sam
man.
said,
There's
on this track.
yes.
Lord have mercy.
Thank you.
I'm talking about everything. It like he's saying, it resonates with every part of your body that
You feel it.
Oh wow! Well,
That's
thank you.
everything from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, back around. It's just on a continuum. Like going on a continuum that make me think about Dilla Donuts. You know what I'm saying? It just comes back around. It goes out, comes back around again, and it's just you.
Yeah.
I always like to pick the artist's brain here. So I want to ask, what's the background of that song right there?
All right, so
take us back to the origin of that.
Yes.
It's just, you know, like if you've ever like loved someone so deep that like you don't ever want to be out of their presence, that's the origin of that song. Yeah.
Oh, it's really deep, man. Do you remember when you wrote that?
Yes, I actually wrote that song 2019.
Okay.
and dropped it 2019. So it's on all platforms.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Man,
I
wonderful.
have multiple projects out on all platforms. So I have a full length album which was inspirational. That was my first project from 2017. And then I
Nice.
have Like This is another like small EP that has Rather on it and a couple of other songs. Then I have Ringmaster, which is a six song EP that was dropped 2020, and then 2021 I dropped Animal, a
Ooh,
4 song EP. Yeah.
Yes.
that is
Hey.
So
beautiful compilation.
and there's thank you. There's so many different types. You'll see a lot of different types and styles of music throughout my whole catalog. And soon, probably this fall coming up, I plan on dropping another EP. With different vibes, like because um, I don't always stick to the same thing. It's just like
Yeah.
whatever comes out. You know what I mean? So I have a song I was just working on a little bit ago. Um, it's totally different from everything else. So
Got to
it's
be.
we just we do. We're creatives. We feel. You know what I mean? And so whatever's felt, that's what we emit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I
So
surely do, man. That's
yeah,
beautiful words of inspiration, beautiful words of wisdom right there.
yeah.
You know, I love how you're able to touch all different genres, and you're not afraid to cross genres like that. That's
Nope,
important
I
for
love
myself.
it.
You know, one thing as an artist for myself, man, especially as I started to grow wiser in the years. You know, from an
Mhm.
early infancy of an artist to where I'm at now,
Mhm.
it just allowed me to realize that there was times where I was in a box, man, especially with my sound. You know, my sound was sounding
Mhm.
like everybody else, and I was trying to get out of that
Mhm.
box and out of that paradigm. And once I was able to step out of that paradigm and start, incorporating different types of music and different types of sounds and concepts, it really allowed me to reach that pinnacle. You know, get all the way up
Mhm.
to the prime, man, and be able to really cipher in these different concepts. And I've always been a fan of being able to cross genres like that, man. I never like to stay
Yeah.
in one box, man. My mind is too creative for that, and I think a lot of us
Yep.
get complacent, like so, you know. And
Yep. That's me.
it's
That's me.
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's
So
it's
it's a
like
beautiful thing.
yeah, it's so like my upbringing, I was exposed to a lot of different types of music, and so
Yeah,
music appreciation was
likewise, man.
not just of one thing, right? It's not like, oh, well, we only listen to R&B. No, that wasn't it. I mean, I was listening to classical music, I was listening to heavy metal, I was listening to
Yeah,
everything
man.
Yes.
Yeah,
because there's so,
it's
I
real.
mean, everything because there's so music is bigger than a genre. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Genre that's something they put on it, right?
Yeah.
That's a
It's
man-made
just
word right there.
music, right? It's music. Let it be what it is. It doesn't have to have a title. You
No.
Yes.
know?
Hey, Sam just said that your music videos are always dope, and I agree, man.
Thanks. Oh
I
man,
agree.
because let me tell you, I told y'all I know some of the dopest people, right? So my bro Chris Jamerson did my Animal and Euphoria and Breeze video, and then
Wow.
Tyrell Davis did my Ringmaster video, which y'all don't have because there's a bad word on there and I couldn't edit it out. But anyway, uh, so um, these are people I know and call family, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so
That's what I'm
blessed. And then
talking.
Ivan, who did Ivan Silverberg, who did the documentary. Like these are people I know. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
man.
it's so cool. Like and then the
Love
people I
it.
work with the music. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm so blessed. Like
Show me.
it's like man, I can't even. It's like man, where these people come from? And they were put in my life. Okay, you know
Ain't
what
it? Ain't it?
I
Like
mean?
for real.
You
No.
know, remember we was
Right.
talking about those tools earlier, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
You
was
know,
gonna say like when I'm thinking about that, I think about even someone like you, Chris, and a few other people that I know, and it's for me, I call it again a kingdom renaissance, and it reminds me of like the Harlem Renaissance because it's like all of those different influential people at that time frame, they knew each other, but they didn't know each other like on a like celebrity type level. They knew each other on more of just an artistic level. They were just themselves. They were just being. They were just and didn't even understand in the sense that they were a part of his story. You know what I'm saying? And look at we just. I don't want to call it coverage, but at the same time, we just us. And at the same time, we're able to make history and bring about a new renaissance to our world through just truth. We're not in it for the culture, like you were talking about, just with genres. For me, genre is more so division. When music is just music.
Right. Music is just music.
Go ahead, Queen.
Right. So we say cross genre, you know, but it's just music. I mean, I got a trap hi-hat with a you know, like a jazz chording. Okay. It was supposed to be. It felt right. You know what I mean? It's music. Let it be.
I love it, man.
I know you're excited.
Yo, for real, man, because like I'm saying, there's nothing better than talking to somebody who understands the process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's deep, man, because I don't be talking to a lot of folks that or people in production and stuff like that that's really, you know, gets down like I get down or like you get down, because we be stuck in, you know, most people are stuck in different genres or paradigms, you know what I mean? And I refuse to do that. If I were to go as an artist, if I was to go to a studio, which in my past I have before I started getting equipment and started, you know, investing in myself, but I started going to studios and I noticed that there would be a different sound everywhere I went, you know? I was never getting the true sound of myself. So I never knew who I really was as an artist, you know? I never knew what my potentials were, where my this, that, and the other. So it's always a difficult thing for me. And I'm fortunate enough to have invested into myself and took the time and space and energy to invest all of that into. And now I see myself becoming more of an authentic version of myself as an artist. And it's so beautiful, the sound and the concepts and the way everything's coming together. The one thing I'm working on, though, is engineering. I'm trying to get my stuff to sound like yours, you know, beautiful, elegant.
Let me just say,
production.
my stuff, I have, like my homie, he does all of, like, I don't like to record myself. There's only one song that I recorded my own vocals for, because I like to be artist in that moment, right? Yeah. So my homie is, if you need him to do any mixing and mastering for you, I'll hook you up. But
you don't have to put me on. Trust me, these questions are coming at the end. I was trying not to rush them.
No, I got you. So, like, there's a specific way I need my stuff to sound. I just started engineering probably 2.5 years ago. So, but, you know, having the musical ear, I'm a musician, I play, so making beats was a natural thing, ended up being a natural thing. But then the engineering side of it, you know, it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. But, you know, I'm, like I said, blessed to have folks. So not only are they doing all my stuff for me, mixing and mastering, and then they record me for myself so I could be artist at the moment. But they teach me. So, you know, the best way is to be a student, right? So, and you can always learn something. You never stop learning. If you stop learning, you're dead.
You're dead, Queen. You're dead.
Yeah. So,
dead. It's scientifically dead. Teach.
Yes. Don't make me teach. But listen, no. So I am constantly learning from them, even. But I still am like, I'm not mixing and mastering my own stuff. I send everything to them.
Yes.
I'd be like, Dave, I need you to mix and master this. Can you mix and master this? And he's brilliant with it. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, that's right, you know? And that's me. So I'm always touching something that ain't broke, man. I'm always like, I got to add a little more of this. I got to pull this EQ up. And I always wind up jacking something up, and I get so frustrated.
And then you overproduce, right? Then you
overproduction, man.
Yeah, so I like, even for my artists that come to me that I actually engineer for, then I always outsource my mix and masters to him, because I know the quality of the sound is going to be there. You know what I mean? That I need for them to have. You know, so I'm a recording engineer. I don't consider myself a mix and a master engineer just yet, but I'm a recording engineer and a producer. So, you know, I got you on the beats if you need the beats. You know what I'm saying? So,
Watch out, man.
You know, And I mean, it's funny because like sometimes people ask for like a trap beat or something like that. Here I am, little suburban girl, right? Little suburban girl, but I'm coming hard with that beat. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Yeah.
That's real.
You know, so yeah, it's just, you know, when you're confident in you know the gift you've been given, you can do anything.
Yes.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I like how you use the word confidence, man. You know, that's something that
Yeah.
especially at this crazy point in time in this world, you know, a lot of people lack a lot of confidence, man, and especially in
Hmm.
themselves. And you know, I even look at myself sometimes in the mirror, man, and I got to give myself a pep talk, man, because I'm feeling down about this,
Hmm.
that, and the other. I'm doubting something that I haven't been able to get better at. You know, it's taking a lot more time. Yeah, yeah, take it easy up there. Uh, but you know what I'm saying, man. You know, we live in a time where a lot of people they don't get the encouragement, the upliftment
Yeah.
that they should have gotten when they was young or when they was
Yep.
growing up. You know, everything was more geared toward doing what somebody else wanted you to do or being what somebody else wanted you to be. So we lacked a lot of that those encouraging words, you know. And a lot of times, you know, our peoples they wasn't in the household or our peoples was working all the time, or some folks was raised by
Yeah.
the grandparents, you know. So it was a different environment. And no matter what environment we came from, I think that we could all come back to that common denominator, whereas you know, to have that encouragement at a young age and to say, yeah, you know, go do what you want to do. Don't do what we want you to do. I think that goes a long way. And if we can inspire and encourage people now,
Hmm.
it's never too late to start, man. You know, so it's always
You are
important,
so
man.
right.
Uplift the next person, man. Uplift them,
That's
man.
right.
Put them in that higher place. Let them be the
Yep.
highest form of themselves.
Teach,
That's
brother.
it. And I think that's our job, right? So we
Yes.
are, yes, we need to encourage ourselves, right? We can encourage ourselves as we're supposed to do, right? But we should also be encouraging other people.
Yeah.
That's why I teach people vocals. That's why I have, you know, artists that come to me and I'm like, well, let me walk you through this. Let's work on your vocal and then let's work on, you know, what do you want to what do you want to market yourself as? What do you want to look like? What do
Yeah.
you want to, you know,
Yeah.
help
Ooh,
and walk
man.
people through that stuff because they need the help and they need to know that they're supported, you know.
Some people
And
have never
like,
been asked those kind of a questions before, you know?
right.
Them never have
They
never
don't
been
know.
posed to them. So they
Yeah.
don't
I
know
mean,
exactly.
right, they don't know. And they know they have a gift, you know, and some people think they have a gift and don't. But
Hey,
but I'm just
we
being
never know
real.
till we try.
You know, but they don't know till they try. And sometimes there is a gift there. It's just covered up. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like the piece of coal that needs to turn into a diamond, you know? So then it needs to be nurtured. So, you know, I that's what I do. I help people that way. And that's just um I've always been that person. If I know something or if I have something, then I'm gonna reach out to somebody else and help them too. You know,
Absolutely.
and I feel like that's our duty. We should be doing that as
Absolutely.
people, you know?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
man. Each
Ma'am.
one teach
Yeah.
one. That's why we say, man,
That's it.
Rastafari. Each one teach one.
One
We
teach
always saying.
one.
It's so imperative that you guys were, talking about, that self-doubt. And of course, again, this is being rock truth, bringing back, the sin of origin. It was self-doubt. It was doubting what God said, not just about himself, but what he also said about you. And that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
doubting. We don't doubt ourselves. We're doubting what he said. And so, you have to sever the tie because self-doubt and fear is directly connected to each other. And you got to sever the tie with yourself and the self-doubt and yourself in fear. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Mm-hmm.
again just believing who God said he is first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can believe who he said you are. And when you operating from that sense of, again, knowing that knowledge, living in the know, living in the now, living in his precincts, living in his,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Listen,
Word
different.
sound power.
I told you I need a sign that says preach.
Watch out, man. That's serious vibration.
That one right there. Ain't
Yes.
no punk. Okay? Ain't no punk. I see you.
Yes, like we go, I see you. I see you. And then it's refreshing. It is just grand to again just connect all of our spirits together. It's him.
Love
We're
it.
just all coming together with him.
Good
And
stuff.
we're all again, I tell people like, it's the only people that you are passing by are the people that ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Everybody else, you come to like really pay attention, we're all in the same classroom. And it seems like, you know, you may be a step ahead of anybody. You're really not. You're actually learning the same things that everybody else is learning yourself. And then what you're actually doing, it is grand to know somebody else who's out here doing the exact same thing. When I see you, I'll help you. And it doesn't take anything away from me to help you become exactly who you need to be. It actually adds to myself and adds to the quality of my living and the living of everybody that's around me, that I help you become. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the command of origin. He said to be, then fruitful, then you can multiply. You know what I'm saying? People rush so fast, but being to be is one thing that we have such a problem with, because we're too busy trying to be everything but who he said we can. And when you can back to that, like, oh my God, to watch you in your being right now is just amazing. It is, Queen. Like, it is. And I hope that we're encouraging you as well to just continue. And what it is that you're doing. You are definitely inspirational. King, do you have any final words before I allow her to let us know about her final projects or anything? You got any other, because he's excited.
I mean, what you want to do? You want to take this another hour or so? No, we can go there.
We're gonna have to bring up.
I will come back, y'all. Have me back anytime. Anytime I will come back. You just let me know. Because I will be dropping. I'm thinking the fall will be another project. Nice. I'm definitely gonna be trying to do. I can never figure out where the camera is. Where are you? Okay. So, but yeah. So I'm planning on dropping another project, and more visual content. So another video, fall. Yeah, in the fall.
Yes. Where can we find you, Queen? Let us know where everybody can find you. Social.
Okay. So IG, I'm at I am Tosha Marie, is TOSHAMARIE. It's on the bottom of the screen. And that is on Facebook, Instagram. And then you can find my music on any streaming platform. So whether that's YouTube, whether that's Apple Music, Spotify, all of those. Anywhere you listen to music, you can find me. So I'm under Tosha Marie. I've got the 4 projects out, soon to be 5th project out. And go listen and let me know. Hit me up. Let me know how you love it. You see how I said that, how you love it? You see that?
Yeah, man. You understand?
Yes, let me know how you love it. You
That's
know
what I'm talking about.
Yes, I love to connect with people. So, you know, even you, King, you know, let's connect on some production and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask my personal question here, man. My turn. So I got to ask, man. I got to ask, yo. So how much you charging for a feature, man?
We'll talk offline. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yes.
I got you.
I got some spots on a couple of tracks that I've been formulating, and I can only go so far with my vocals when it comes to hitting them higher octaves, man. And I need to harmonize with a beautiful voice like yourself, and I think it'll be a great collaboration, even on future projects, coming up with concepts and such, man. I'm excited, you know, to work with you. I have to say, I'm excited to work.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's get this going. We're there. We got it.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
Well, guys, that brings us to our closure, and we thank you, Queen, you know, for gracing us with your presence. We thank you so much for just bringing the gift that is you here and then into the world. You know, we are honored. We are so super honored. And
straight up.
Definitely, you know, tag us, share it to us so that we're able to share along with, you know, whatever it is that we're doing. Like I told you earlier, shout out to Biz Mag, which is a prominent growing magazine. Yes, we are expanding.
All right.
Anything, you know, there, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. We'll talk about it offline.
Yes, we will.
But no, seriously, we just want to for real highlight the gift that is us. You know what I'm saying? And who else gonna do it if it's not us? So just, you know, let us know what we do to promo you. Anything with RockTrue, you know what I'm saying? Just send it to us. I got you, Queen. We'll definitely have different shows, and I'll push it. I'll push it on all of my social platforms
And
as well.
same.
Yes,
Same.
ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got one disclaimer, Mary, before we get up out of here. Yeah. Okay. So check it out. It is official down here at the Miller Woods, man, right on Lake Street here in Gary, Indiana, or the Miller section on April the 30th. From roughly 10 a.m. to roughly 4 or 5 p.m., man, we're going to be hosting, me and my brethren and good sister, and we're going to be hosting a wonderful Living Amongst the Plants event. We're going to be doing a wonderful nature walk. Y'all going to get with your man right here, the herbalist, you know, and we're going to do a lot of different plant identifications. We're on the hunt for different early spring medicines and wild edibles and medicinals. You know what I'm saying? A lot of great pieces of medicine for the woman, for the system, for the man, for the lungs, for any system in the body. We're going to find some wonderful pieces of work out there, you know, so come out and join, man, and get some serious knowledge with your brethren. Chris Lyon right here, you understand? Something serious. So April 30th, y'all get in tune.
Yes, sir. What you think I didn't have you? You think I ain't had you, King? I got you, King.
Oh, man, I was just trying to beat you to the punch. That's all.
That's dope. I love it.
Oh, I love and respect, man.
You were, brother. So
I love it, man. Chemistry.
Ready to go. Hey, brother. Hey, no, all love. It's all
got
love.
To be, man.
It's all natural and it's all him. And so,
yes,
hey,
yes.
I love it.
Oh, you feel me? So again, thank you, Mr. Sam, for tuning in, Chantel, and I saw Lord Ty out there, and anybody that's going to be viewing in our broadcast. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to RockTrue Beatz. Absolutely nothing at all. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, man. Peace.